Seeing a mirror here. It's going to be the side mirror.
All right, so this is interesting. I remember hearing, Duke, that Experience was experimenting with Nyx as a singles pick because he's trying to take the game a little bit more seriously. But seeing Maid on the Nyx as well is pretty cool.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Like, you played a lot of Scythe for a while with the Moonin, and then, of course, his Blasters coming over from that cross and 2v2s. Like, there's a lot of things that could work well for this Nyx, but also, like, you're about to play Scythe into the guy who basically put Scythe on the map. Like, the guy who's been that guy when it comes to Scythe. Yeah,
so it's going to be really cool to see how this plays out. Nyx is one of those characters, like Roland, like Zariel, where I go, like hypothetically, this character should be perfect for some players, but we just rarely ever see it being busted out. And also, Nyx has got that crazy dunk opportunity on the neutral signature. Speaking of which, that down six ended up flying off the left side of the stage. And Maid actually taking a breather there because that first stock was really close between both of them.
Yeah, I think a lot closer than a lot of people would have expected to get. This is Sandstorm we're talking about. I mean, like, ignoring the sheer history of wins this guy has, he got second at Dreamhack San Diego very recently, so there's a lot of high expectations for him as a 1v1 player, but Maid's kind of got the lead right now.
Yeah, and Maid was running away with it too. That down air, side air, a difficult true combo to hit because it can be it's just variable depending on how much damage they've taken, but once they get high enough, that is a true combo that you can get a knockout for. But Sandstorm gain the dodge and reads, and that, you see him reacting to that one. Okay, so just, I guess, was gonna play a little too fast on the keys and hitting that emote, and he's like, I'm probably gonna unbind that after the.
He immediately said, what? And I'm like, okay, you didn't mean to just disrespect Maid that hard.
But what if it worked? Because Maid's got a little bit of a sprig on his face right now. He's kind of like, did you really just do that? Oh, D-Light ground pound comes through, and Sandstorm's gonna collect himself after that misinput there. I know some players like to unbind those emotes just in case, because they do just fly around on the keys sometimes, but still, Maid's got a lead here. Game number one, and he's taking some extra credit. That recovery just barely knocks it off the top.
Yeah, Sandstorm gonna have to shake that one off. Final stocks here, still an opportunity on either side. Not too much damage has been done onto Sandstorm's final stock, but Maid's stuck on this wall for a little bit, comes up with the Sair.
Ooh, falls with that side light, and Maid is actually controlling the ground. Pivots the neutral light, falls down with that down air. Sandstorm gets one, doesn't get two though, and that down air does not lead into more. Sandstorm dodging up out of that down light follow-up, and Maid switching right over to the blasters. And with a little bit more damage, D-Light recovery is a true combo that'll take Sandstorm right off the top. Dare Sair, we were talking about it earlier, there it is again. D-Light recovery, that's gonna be it for game number one. Maid taking the first game against Sandstorm after what I really feel like the momentum, like that was a train wreck for the momentum after that emote happened in Sandstorm. Like, we saw that reaction on the player cam. What the heck happened? Why am I putting out the woohoo emote? And then Maid, who was already playing really solid going into that game one, did not drop the momentum that he stole from Sandstorm.
I really feel like once Maid swapped over to the blasters on that final stock, like, there was just kind of this speed increase that Sandstorm was not ready for, right? Like, he hit Dare, bounced into the Sair, and then came back down, caught him D-Light recovery. It just immediately deleted Sandstorm's stock. Like, that's the Maid blasters that we're used to seeing in the 2v2 space, but he's bringing it out in 1v1s, and Sandstorm's changing it up. He's going over to the shell, the Tezca, not crossover, but alternate, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the Munin and Hugin thing. You just say the names, right? You just got different characters, same moveset, right? So the Tezca moveset coming out here, but it's on shell. And Sandstorm did, so this, oh man, Maid is just absolutely lighting him up with the blasters. I want to mention that while I did say that Sandstorm was all in on the Mordex this weekend, it was known that the Tezca was in the back pocket for specific matchup counter picks. And this is one of those things where I think Sandstorm was feeling like, okay, I have to bring up the boots to play against how Maid is playing. But let's just see if that works, because I really was expecting Mordex all day from Sandstorm here.
Yeah, I guess maybe just not feeling it right now. Which, again, like, it's impressive on Maid's side, because we started this off and I was like, you're playing Scythe into the guy who basically, like, put Scythe on the map and forced him off of Scythe.
Yeah, that's when you win the Scythe against Sandstorm and make him switch. That's a statement already.
That's a statement.
But Maid does go down on that first stock, just like in game number one. Maid lost that first stock and was able to get right back into it with a quick knockout. Let's see if he can do it again, or if Sandstorm's able to get a huge boots combo here. Gravity cancel, neutral stick catches his foot as he neutralites off the side. When you do the boots neutralite, you take a step forward before you kick, right? And he kicks over the side of the stage. Forward. I think Sandstorm thought he was safe, so getting caught by that was like that Kaya neutral stick moment from the set earlier today.
Yeah, where he's like, oh, snap. I peeked over just a little bit too much there. Still relatively even between the two of them, but Maid getting this corner guard, goes for the GC downlight. Sandstorm barely touches the wall.
Oh, goes for the ground pound instead. Sandstorm holds onto the side of the wall, but so much of this damage has gone over in favor of Maid. Neutral lane to N6. Sandstorm dodges straight up and fastballs right afterwards. Edge guard opportunity here with the ground pound. That's going to be it. Second touch. Okay. He just barely wasn't able to act there, and Sandstorm holds on to this lead, albeit barely. Maid was really running away with it.
Another nair, keeps Sandstorm off the edge, dodges through, manages to get back, touches that wall.
Oh man, Maid gets that dare. Edge guard has to go for a gravity cancel silence the other way. And now switches over to the blasters, puts out a side stick, and that's a very punishable signature as far as Nyx's kit goes. And Sandstorm's she's inching into the lead here.
He's not getting a lot here. Like, if Maid just gets a downlight, could easily bring this one back. The side air almost does it. Man, that one went far.
Okay. Sares him into the wall. The bounce decreases the knockback enough, and that was terrifying because that spikes, right? If he gets that gravity cancel neutral stick, the spike distance isn't far, but he gets the chase dodge, touches, gets the edge guard opportunity with gauntlets against an unarmed Maid. That would have been huge. Now it's one stock apiece here in game 2.
Just a little bit of a damage lead for Sandstorm, but Maid could easily take this one away as well. Sidelight, gets the recovery, gets the dare, gets the Sayer. Sandstorm's taking so much damage here.
Oh, he doesn't get it! And Sandstorm kicks him to the side of the stage. Didn't have, like, Boots don't have the active input to reverse your opponent. Edgeguard goes to the down air there, and Sandstorm barely making it back. What could have been from game, gets that downlight, gets the Cider to put off the side of the stage, doesn't get the second downlight there, and Maid makes it back. Okay, Maid now solidly behind, but still has a chance.
And there's connect from Sandstorm. A little bit of damage here. Goes for a dare?
The dare sends Maid flying off the right side of the stage, but that's not going to be it. Just yet the dagger connects, and Sandstorm makes it back. Neutral light connects, bounces him off the stage, throws the boots low. Does he go for the edge guard? He misses the ground pound after the delay, and Maid now has a huge opportunity.
No weapon spawn. There it is. Goes for the recovery. Maid's still alive here. He's still got some room, but there's the recovery. Sandstorm finally closing out that game.
All right, we are seeing some flubs and a half coming out there from Sandstorm because he's reacting in the same way that I am when those combos don't come through, and he's like, what the heck? What's happening here? The downline and recovery was not what he was looking for at all. We've seen that edge guard set up a million times, so seeing him drop that means that Maid, there are cracks in the armor here for Sandstorm, and Maid's got an opportunity to make an incredible upset this early on into the weekend.
This is kind of what we were saying at the start of the set is like, this is maybe the weakest Sandstorm has looked in a hot minute. This is the most defeatable Sandstorm has looked. Although he's over to the shell, still was not a convincing finish in game number 2, but we're going right on into game number 3.
Yeah, I guess the difference is that you got the win in game 2 and you did it in game 1, and that's all that Sandstorm is focused on right now. Maid, however, playing to his game plan strengths perfectly, and I don't even think Sandstorm can make that back. Uses that dodge, puts up the side air hoping that it would connect, and Maid was just kind of like, I've already gotten enough jumps here, and that's a near 0 to knockout there, dude.
Yeah, that is a massive lead for Maid. Sidelight connects, goes for the dare, doesn't hit it though, but he's still getting all these hits onto Sandstorm.
Whoa. Yeah, the scythe play from Maid has been fantastic. Sandstorm gets a ton of damage there on the gauntlets. We got to remember, he's a stock behind, and Maid's keeping this even in terms of the damage coming through here. That slice came through and almost catches him off the right side of the stage. Sidelight, active input pushes him forward. The side stick almost catches Sandstorm as well.
Okay, good dodge through. Not enough.
Fantastic, but the recovery just doesn't have the same oomph that a sword recovery would have there, right? Boots are really reliant on knocking you out horizontally. He's waiting.
Just good damage. Downlight Sayer. Yep, that should KO. And now he's got the weapon advantage. Is that enough to get him back into this game?
I love how thoughtful Maid is in between stocks. Where like he literally like loses a stock, puts his hand to his chin, and goes like, okay, I got to change this and that going into this next stock. All right, got it. D-line recovery. Just barely not knocking out, but the Nair tag's on enough damage where I think a Dare Sayer would even be enough at this point. Maid's got a lot of damage on the Sandstorm here, and the platform movement from him is looking incredibly confident.
Side air, off the scythe, almost does it. Sandstorm disarmed, ground pound connects. Almost a full stock lead for Maid over Sandstorm right now.
Yeah, Sandstorm struggling against Maid's scythe as Maid had a fresh one primed there, gets the weapon throw, sends him off stage with that neutral air, switches over to the blasters. He tried to do a weapon throw, pick up gravity cancel downlight. That would have been so flashy, but the platform interrupts what the setup that he was going for there. But 2 side lights, is that Cody Travis? Wait, Maid's blasters are so great.
He's just picking apart Sandstorm right now. This is the multi-time world champion versus PR52 Maid, and Maid's kind of doing it right now.
Oh, and the Nair comes through. Scythe picked up. Neutral light into Ensig. Could have worked, but that down air spikes him. Forces the dodge. D-Light ground pound, and Maid says that's how you do that edge guard, Sandstorm, as he takes it to match points.
Oh my goodness, Maid, he's 1 game away from knocking Sandstorm out of the tournament. This is a guy who was on multiple people's predictions to be in the top 3.
He's on mine.
He's a guy who got 2nd at Dreamhack San Diego. He's a guy who's won multiple world championships in 1v1 and 2v2.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
And as far as Sandstorm's trajectory throughout the year has been, right? We look at Winters, he gets 5th. We look at Springs, he gets 4th. We look at San Diego, he gets 2nd. He's been having this stellar climb towards being at potentially that #1 spot again. And this is a qualifier match on the elimination side
to get into top 32. Like, he's not in top 32 yet.
Yeah, this is rough. And Maid is now 1 game away from sending Sandstorm out at 33rd.
That would be so wild.
And making it an upset that will almost certainly double his PR. Right? Like, he is playing so fantastic, numbers aside. But Sandstorm, after those 2 shell games, is back over to Mordex, and he's looking like he's playing a little differently here. This is a fantastic opener. Goes in for a huge dodge read there. Side air does hit. Sandstorm could go for a down tick here that would knock out. D-Light recovery would also knock out. There it is. No, I am so wrong whenever I'm on Apocalypse. That ceiling is so deceptive to me. He thought it would work too. Okay.
Yeah, he definitely was like, okay, hopefully this will work out. Did not quite do it. Side air's not going to do it either. Sandstorm needs to find a way to finish this stock off. Down line, not going to connect. Maid.
Yeah.
Still kind of just halting Sandstorm here. Down air's not going to do it either. Maybe a weapon toss?
Yeah, there it is. He waited for... Sandstorm is fantastic at this. He'll stay on stage. He'll wait for like a specific jump or dodge animation, like the startup animation, and he goes for the dash jump up and throw. And he catches them off guard, and he caught Maid in that same way. But Maid did such a great job bringing damage back there that he could even this up pretty quickly if he gets the right D-Light recovery. I think he needs a little bit more damage before he'll knock out an Apocalypse. And Sandstorm, with 2 good hits there, is starting to really run away with this lead.
Still trying to find his way into Maid. Maid doesn't hit the Ensig.
He's got to stop going for that. I know that he's like eventually maybe Sandstorm will spot dodge in place, but he's dodged up every single time because Nick doesn't have the coverage with her signature kit to be able to punish that kind of dodge option.
Oh, but he catches him off the platform.
Different story when you just get the hardest read of your life, right? Like that's a great way to knock out there on that platform.
Maid with that weapon advantage really mitigated the lead that Sandstorm built on those initial stocks.
Oh yeah, Sandstorm getting that side light off the side of the stage. Downlight could go for a nice opportunity here to get this edge guard. Maid recovers low, holds on the side. That Nair gets easily punished and Maid sends him off stage. No dodge though. Opportunity for Sandstorm, but he just wants to get back on stage.
Yeah, just wants that corner guard. Maid opens him up with the weapon toss, but he ends up disarming himself. Down sig goes for the up toss. That's what we were talking about. You have the active input options there.
Bouncing off the stage there wouldn't have been too great. I think he knew that wasn't going to knock out. He just wanted a chance to cover the landing. Sidelight active input forward means he gets the strong hit there. Doesn't kick him up for any kind of follow-up. Falling with the side air, misspaces it once again. Those neutral light N6s are just giving Sandstorm opportunities to get back into the game. Maid's hit that once, but I don't think Sandstorm's going to let that happen again. But accidental pivot there means that Maid gets some damage through, and now it's a dead even game.
A downlight could do this for Maid. The side air's not going to get the stock.
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Maid is living for so long on this Nick's second stock. N6 misses. Maid's finding hits.
Weapon throw, picks it back up again, gets back to the stage, falls to Darren. Maid, a rare blunder there, gets hit by the side air, and not even the stage reducing the knockback there's enough to save him. Maid down to one stock, but Sandstorm, there's a lot.
Haymaker.
Yeah, there's a. I don't know if he's going to be that risky with it. Okay, that was crazy. Slide charge neutrally comes forward there. You can see the down sig. But Nick's signatures aren't the kind of things that you rely on like a light attack. And Sandstorm's kind of taking a ton of damage here as Maid fishes for that knockout. And Maid's realizing it. Needs to go back to playing to that game plan that was working out so well for him. Don't worry about the damage, just worry about getting those light attacks.
Down like ground pound, Maid puts it the final stocks here. This could be the decider between Sandstorm being done for Dreamhack Dallas or going to game 5.
Yeah, and how early into the day would that be for Sandstorm there? Maid on the Knicks playing so well, now in a Scythe Ditto. Both players posturing towards center stage, and Maid tosses the Scythe away, and Sandstorm says, okay, fine, I'll switch too. Goes over to the gauntlets. But really what Sandstorm was doing is denying, exactly.
Oh, that was a burn spot dodge. He was sweat beating, still denying weapons.
Yeah.
You can get the read.
Hard for Maid to follow up there while on arms. Blasters are picked up here, and Gauntlets have a pretty good job, or a pretty good time getting in. That ground pound is hit stacked.
That was wild. Still needs to finish this stock off.
Is that
Neutralite's not going to do it.
Oh, not this year. Falls over that recovery, and Maid makes it back. One more chance. I think that next Gauntlet Neutralite at this position would just knock out. That's it.
Oh, he gets it. Sandstorm takes this to game 5.
694 damage. Get off of Apocalypse, Sandstorm. There was like four instances of him trying to knock out the top that barely didn't work.
The recovery.
And then Maid gets 100 damage. That is scary. We're now at game number 5 there, and Maid's making this so close against Sandstorm. Surely Sandstorm stays under the Mordex, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's going to be sticking with his Mordex for game number 5. Just his gauntlets looked a little bit cleaner. I really feel like he's crazy for sticking with Apocalypse.
He had to do 700 damage to win, dude. I cannot believe it. Okay, because he's not hitting the moves that I think that Sandstorm's used to getting those early knockouts with, right? We saw
the Scythe Sigs.
We saw Scythe down sig in game 1. And then we haven't seen any Gauntlet down 6 to get these early spikes, right? That Neutralite just barely missed space there. We'll see how it plays out here. They're on Apocalypse here for game number 5, and winner of this moves on to top 32. Loser of this is out of the tournament.
One of these players is going to be going home with a 33rd finish. Side air. Sandstorm has this slight damage lead, but Maid's done such a good job time and time again mitigating the leads that Sandstorm's built. Neutralite puts him off stage. Yeah,
Sandstorm doing a great job getting the very tip of the splash damage from that Gauntlet downline. And the silent recovery just lets it rip right away. Great read there. We talked about how silent recovery is not true, and that's why as a Gauntlet player, what makes the great ones separate from the good ones is your ability to read your opponent and know when to just let that rip right away and then wait for the dodge. And Sandstorm gets that first stock pretty quickly.
Watch out from Maid. Turns it around. It's staying even. He's keeping this close.
That's an early stock, too. Like Sandstorm was just at the end of orange there for that recovery to knock out on its own. So that was a huge risk that Maid took going that deep off the side of the stage and a huge reward. Yeah.
Oh, man. And now he's got the damage lead off the Nairs and Sares onto Sandstorm. Sticking with these gauntlets for Sandstorm. Neutralite doesn't connect. Maid finds a Neutralite.
Oh, the gauntlets. Neutralite comes through to get the sidelight into recovery right afterwards. Maid tries to fall down onto the stage to get the end lights, and it does not connect, and it's been all Sandstorm's damage so far. And every time Maid goes for those weapon throws to try and open up Sandstorm, Sandstorm immediately starts the weapon starve, or the weapon denial. And it's been working out so well, but Maid on the blasters now takes a lead.
Got these blasters. Not quite in downlight recovery percentage just yet. Sandstorm throws away the side. Gets caught there. The recovery. Not quite enough. Apocalypse is ceiling.
He still doesn't have it, though. But Maid doesn't get to the ground fast enough. And Sandstorm finds the Nair. The weapon throw forces it through. D-Light ground pounding. He doesn't drop that one. He's now one stock away from moving on into top 32.
But he wants these gauntlets. Maid coming in. We saw him clean up a stock that had way more health than this. Can he do it again?
Oh, and Maid waiting for that weapon spawn to come through. There's the Sandstorm deny. He tried, didn't get there in time. One sidelight comes through, does the light attack version of it. Maid goes all the way off stage. That downer's down.
Away.
Dare again.
Hasn't touched.
The Nair comes
Maid
through.
touches.
Oh, and Maid gets the Dare to spike maybe. D-Like ground pound could do it.
The chase touch.
I can't believe Sandstorm was able to get that hit so fast. Neutral sync hits, and that's a ton of damage going on to Maid here. Another Nair to recover.
Maid's unarmed.
Being a little too hasty here. This could be the two-stock that does it.
He's got the blasters in hand. He needs to finish the stock off of Sandstorm. I'm not sure if a side air will do it, but right now he needs to find a hit of any sort onto Sandstorm to get this one back. He's falling apart. Sandstorm with the gauntlets.
The neutral sig, no dodge. Does Sandstorm go for it? He does. Silent recovery and a two-stock to end it there as Sandstorm on the brink of being eliminated brings it back to a game 5. And towards that very end of game 5, I was like, well, this is the pace that we were expecting to see the whole set, but instead we got that there at the very end as Maid played a phenomenal game 5 set against Sandstorm.
Look, he played 2 great games. I asked for 3. He was so close to doing it, and y'all were acting like he couldn't get 1, so I'm just saying.
I mean, that's truth, right? Just win 3 games against Sandstorm.
That's what we,
Yeah, well, we'll see that one. But